I remember my first time getting to Riverwood, following that one Imperial dude Hadvar because 12-year-old me didn't realize that I had the choice between him and the Stormcloak guy, and getting hit with so much cozy. But today, it is time to enhance that cozy feeling with some spice. But not too much where it removes the little hint of nostalgia. Did that make sense? So welcome to my 2025 overhaul of Riverwood. It's very hard to start a town or city video without JK Skyrim, and that's not necessarily because it's really the best overhaul out there. I have my beef with it not being modular, so since it's either all cities or nothing, I have to choose to have it. I mean, I need it for other cities, so I'll be consistent and not abandon it for Riverwood. I'm just being petty, but this mod is actually great and overhauls every city and town in Skyrim, but obviously, we'll focus on Riverwood today. And Riverwood is just like the other cities. It takes vanilla assets and adds more detail to the town, from a smelting area to a cage for the forge, from more crates and barrels to carts. We're using it as a base, however, so with patches, a lot of what you see here will be removed, but it's a mod worth noting either way. Also know that you have to install the mods in the order that I show you, so that is at least if you want to have the same results as me. Now, while we're using JK to overhaul all cities, why not add another level of detail in the form of spaghetti cities all-in-one? I recommend using the all-in-one version instead of the Riverwood specific one because we'll need a patch later that's only compatible with this version. If you can't install it because it will affect your other cities, then I recommend just skipping this one, but you'd be missing out a little bit. This mod adds more items around town, most notably the flag ropes on the main street, which is really a staple of Spaghetti's mods. It adds a bunch of color and life with very little FPS loss, which is really needed nowadays. Other things it adds are some cut trees and fishing nets along the river, some supplies for the inn under the deck, and overhauls the back entrance that leads to the mountains. Now we're going into the reason why this video is even being made. Ivy's Riverwood Overhaul. This is the best mod that will overhaul your Riverwood in this list, adding a collection of Riverwood based mods by It's Ivy. I quickly showcased it before in another video, but I never really went in depth. It will change the architecture of the buildings, making Riverwood more unique and more Nordic looking. A little more Norse fantasy with exaggerated styles, but that's exactly what I want to have. It includes a nice altar where you can pray to Mara right outside the main gate, very cozy spot where you can get some peace and quiet. There's the smelter area, an extension to Oliver's workstation, similar to JK's but done differently. It is different if you don't have JK Skyrim, but just to mention that it was built with JK compatibility in mind. A well where villagers can get some clean drinking water. I mean, if filthy Nazim supporters like Monica don't do what they usually do and ruin it for everyone. A new windmill apothecary building where you can get some potions and stock up for adventures. And the vendor here is cleverly named. I should name a character Neriva in my videos. That'd be very clever. There's also a cozy bedroom upstairs. A really cozy gazebo close to the watermill where you can sit down with a follower and just vibe. Functioning gates that close after a certain hour. I didn't know that people in Skyrim had automatic doors on a timer. I mean, these dwarven machines, man, they're getting out of hand. And finally, there's Timber Rest, essentially a player home right outside of town. It's a really cool treehouse starter house with no loading screen where you can hide from the rest of the plebeians and goon in silence. What the fuck did I write in my script? Like, I'm having trouble reading that. Why I didn't include this in my last player homes video? I actually don't know. It's actually one of the best player homes so far this year. I mean, you guys have seen my last video, right? What's that? You didn't watch my last video? There's also a really cute magic store on top of the mountain now. I just noticed that. Anyway, the mod really adds a lot and it comes with a convenient faux mod with all the patches we need for this overhaul. It really is the meat of today's meal. And I'm writing this script before dinner. And I'm filming before lunch. I'm starving. What I like about this mod is really how cozy it is, and it's really advertised like it too. It's just vibey, like that's the whole point of it. Look, come here. Come here. I noticed that if you have Spaghetti Cities patch, you still have a floating rope here, and it doesn't really connect to the building, so it looks very awkward, but instead of going apeshit and uninstalling the mod, all you gotta do is open the console and disable it. You're welcome. Honestly, like, it's one specific change that you gotta do manually, but I would say that it's really worth keeping because otherwise you have to remove all the flag ropes. If you're not too fond of Timber Rest for any reason, there are many other player home mods that you can get for Riverwood, but one other that I decided to showcase here would be Leaf Rest. The reason? It's a really nicely done mod with a lot of detail. It fits nicely with the design, and it's compatible with everything, which is very rare It's actually located between the Apothecary and the Sleeping Giant Inn, which makes it a miracle that there's no clipping here. It's nicely decorated, has a ladder, I love how I'm factoring that in the review, and 2 floors. And if we go inside, it's super nice and cozy. There's a bar, a whole kitchen, an incredible crafting area, and a ceiling fan. Ah, these dwarven machines, man. There's also a bath, a sauna. Okay, we're getting a little goofy now. But in my opinion, it really is one of the best Riverwood player homes. And the reason why I didn't feature in the last video is that it's a pretty old mod. They don't make them like they used to. The next mod is Watertowers of Skyrim, a mod adding a bunch of these all over the map, but there's notably one in Riverwood. So now with this addition, we have a water tower, a well, and a river. People from Riverwood are sure closer to drowning than they are to dying from thirst. You're gonna want to make sure that you also get a patch collection to make everything compatible, and while you're at it, how about climbing them? With Climb Watertowers of Skyrim, you can do just that and get a pretty nice view of the whole town from up here. Just make sure you don't fall. What else comes to mind when I say Riverwood? The Riverwood Trader, the Riverwood Chicken, we'll get to that in a moment. The Riverwood Bridge took f***ing forever to get there. There are a bunch of mods you can get for this, but I'll go with Skyrim Bridges. It's popular, it's safe, but it's nice and cozy, which in my opinion fits the vibe of the rest of the town. And now when it comes to the interiors, I'm going to overhaul 2 of the most iconic places, which are the Riverwood Trader and the Sleeping Giant Inn. And while you can go with JK, which is probably the safest choice for most people, I'll go in the HS direction, just to have a little variety. And this feels more fresh to me since I'm already so used to using JK's mods. For the Riverwood Trader, the HS mod adds a very cozy bar for Lucan with so many candles, making the place feel more like a house of God than a shitty thrift store. It also overhauls the area under the stairs with more storage and makes the upstairs area more livable with a nice fill table and actual separated rooms for their beds, because before they would basically hear each other goon at night, which for siblings, it's a little too much, at least in my opinion. And when it comes to the inn, unfortunately, HS Sleeping Giant Inn is not compatible with Ivy's Riverwood. But that's okay. That's okay. There's no need to cry now because Ivy's Riverwood does a lot of the heavy lifting already, and when you combine it with JK's Sleeping Giant Inn, along with a patch for it obviously, you can get a treat. The first thing you notice is how big and open it feels now, with a big chimney in the middle and the bar being on the right side, of course, a lot bigger than before. There's a dedicated kitchen in this corner because this guy he cooks.
I cook.
There are a lot more rooms for travelers since now there's a functioning basement. It's all very cozy and nice, and let me sell you on one thing. It comes with a freaking bath, man. So if you can't afford the player home, you can always rent a room here and take a nice warm bath. There's only one downside though. You might have to share it, and the other guests, or the innkeeper I guess in this case, won't take a fucking hint. Now, other than the buildings in town themselves, what else comes to mind when I say Riverwood? Chickens! Obviously, since it's a canon experience to realize that chickens are actually people in disguise. Let's show them some proper respect. And for that, I would recommend Mihail's Chickens and Chicks and the Roosters. This is obviously because of the superior modern model and the fact that now that you have both genders of chickens, which also explains how the chicks got here. Also, not to mention that you can have a freaking chicken follower, which is pretty good. And if you were to ask me, there is also a must-have mod missing, and that is Thicken. The chick's head is stuck in its mom's belly for obvious, massive, obese reasons. You gotta have this mod. Just imagine the KFC you can now open in Riverwood. And as an extra, I asked my Patreon supporters what other things I should consider when creating my Riverwood mod list, and StinkinLinkin, the Nazim supporter, and my mortal enemy, damn you, StinkinLinkin, actually had a great idea. I mean, I can't believe it. Bro is almost starting to get my respect. So I looked on the Nexus for some decorations, and lo and behold, there's a mod called Christmas Lanterns, adding lanterns to a lot of cities in the game. Now compatibility is a big issue when it comes to city overhauls, but chances are that you're only gonna have this mod for Christmas and then uninstall it afterwards. So if there's a little clipping here and there, it's not the end of the world. Have some Christmas spirit, right? For me, it was clearly incompatible with Happy Little Trees, but I can turn that mod off for the spirit of Christmas, so it's not a big deal. And yes, I'm aware that we're only in September, but again, chances are that some of you are gonna be watching in December. So if you are, leave a comment saying, who's watching in December? W comment right there. And now finally, let's take a look at the armor setup today. My sweet Courier. It comes in 2 colors, a black and purple combo, and a brown version. As you saw throughout the whole video, I prefer the brown one since it's more of a day-to-day color. The armor also comes with a pretty cool looking hat. It's obviously not lore friendly, mostly due to the modern winter jacket covering one of your arms, but it looks like one of those outfits you'd see in fashion shows, and because my new character is a fashionista, she don't give a damn. It's a nice outfit to be petting chickens in. I needed a cool shot to showcase the armor, give me a break. And that is going to be it for this video. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed and give this channel a sub. We're ridiculously close to 30k, so if you can hit that before 2043, that'd be cool. But before clicking away, please leave in the comments what you think the best mods of 2025 were so far, because they have a chance to be included in the 2025 Nariva Mod Awards, the official best Skyrim yearly maybe event that can happen, possibly, maybe. So yeah, please let me know what you thought of this video and what other mods you think I should showcase, because I do need some ideas, because last time I did include some mods in there that were not received very well. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, go watch that video. That was a good plug, good last minute plug for me there. A massive thank you to my Patreon supporters who continue to support more and more content here. Your name can appear at the end of my videos, or it can be roasted to bits if you're Nazim Cook. Maybe I should change the name of that tier. Now you can go ahead and click on this video if you want to see more city overhauls. This includes the big cities like Whiterun, Solitude, and stuff. And this video includes smaller cities like Winterfeldt, Falkreath. Leave me alone.